Hi everyone, thank you for joining me today. In today's video, I would like to go over 3 tips to achieve success at work. 1. Be a problem solver. 2. Help others help you. 3. Work with a purpose. Alright, so now I'm going to go into further detail into each one of those tips. So for the first tip, which is be a problem solver. Now what I mean by this is, what I see from a lot of young people is that when they get their first job, they don't know how to exactly attack a problem that they may have. They immediately raise their hand and go to their manager and ask for help. This is the wrong approach to take. Instead, what you should do is you should leverage your existing background, your existing education, and try to attack the problem by yourself first, and then you'll want to approach your manager for any further confirmation or questions or that you may have. So an example of this would be you got hit with a problem, you don't know what is exactly the next step to solve this problem. So what you must do first is define the problem. What is the parameters of the problem? What do you need to know prior to moving to the next step? Once you do that, you will want to try to collect what you need, collect your source information, etc. So once you do that, try to make a hypothesis of what you need to do to solve the problem, who you need to contact, what reports you need, etc. Only once you've done all these things, then will you want to go to your manager, your boss, and advise them of the problem, advise them of what you think the solution is, and ask them to confirm or provide you with the sources, who you can go to, or what systems you need to go to in order to extract that information you need to move to the solving part of the aspect. Your managers will love that you're taking an initiative in order to attempt to solve the problem, rather than going to them for every single problem. It shows that you have a genuine interest to learn. I will now talk about the second tip. The second tip is help others help you. Now what I mean by this is that you should seek help from others. When you are seeking help from others, you want to make it be as easy for them to help you in the most rapid manner. So an example of this is you send out an email question to a colleague asking them to provide an answer. Like for instance, you might be looking into an account balance and you want to gain some background on the story. What is the cause of this balance? Instead of just emailing them, asking them, "Hi, Mary Sue, I saw this balance in this account. What is it?" That's not very effective. That's going to trigger more back and forth emailing. What you want to do instead is provide them with everything that they need in order to answer your question. So provide them with all the background information, what account you're looking at, what's the period, what is the product code, entity, etc. It would be also highly effective if you're able to provide them with the documentation, with the schedules that you are actually looking at, and highlight what you're looking at so that they can see. And you can take this a step further by providing them with a hypothesis of what you think is the solution, what you kind of suspect what is the driver. And if you do this, instead of them having to write a long written answer as to what is the cause, the driver of this balance, of this issue, they can just give you yes, that's it, that's correct. Or if it's not, they say, no, that's not correct. What actually is the cause or driver is X, Y, and Z. The other fringe benefit of doing this is that it helps you wrap your mind around the problem more. So if you provide what you think is the cause, the trigger of the issue. And when they tell you what the actual is, when your colleague Mary Sue tells you what the actual problem is, you can cross it off your mind what you thought was the cause, and integrate that into your mind and keep that in the back of your mind of what was the actual drivers. So that's something that can go back to when you encounter that problem again. I will now talk about the last tip. Tip number 3, work with purpose. So now what this means is know what you are doing. Don't just understand the mechanics. You do X and you do Y because your boss told you. Really take a step back to try to understand the overarching picture, the full picture. Why does your boss want you to work in X and Y? Why do they want you to provide this report? Who is this viewed by? What is it used by? These are things, these are matches that you should really try to understand, and it will help you in understanding. Perhaps there's a different way to go about providing this deliverable, or perhaps you know of a more effective manner to go ahead and approach it. But you can only really get to these more efficient and effective innovations by understanding what is the purpose of your work. So know what you're doing, know why you're doing it, and more than just that, whenever you take an action, whenever you make a decision, have a supporting reason for that decision. Don't just do things just because you're doing it. Don't just do it because that's how it was done in the past. Have a reason why you took that approach. An example of this would be, for instance, you saw a balance and you decided that it was immaterial. Have a reason why you felt like it was immaterial. Have supporting documentation to show why it was immaterial. And be able to explain to your managers why you feel the way you do. Okay guys, that concludes this video on the 3 tips to achieving success at the workplace. Thank you for watching.